you're gonna be very famous one day. You do art. I'm like, yeah, I do art. He goes, you just gotta keep doing it. Just do it. And that image was staggering. It brought me to my knees.
Hoy No Mas Podcast. Clips.
I walk into a store one day with my sister Catherine to buy eyeglasses because I just needed new frames. We walk in there, the guy was by himself and he was like cleaning away his frames, and he looks at us and he goes, and he gasped. This guy we never met before. Like, oh. And we're like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, hey, I'm just looking for it. He goes, hey man, before you guys continue, that I can help you, I want to let you know one thing. And this guy had he had a crystal here. You can tell the guy was very connected. He goes, he looks at my sister, he goes, Catherine was only 22. Okay, this is when she used to live in Miami, before YouTube, before Los Angeles, before everything, her kids, everything. She was just a 22-year-old girl living in Miami. He looks at her and he goes, you're gonna be very famous one day. I could see it. You're gonna be very big and famous. And then when he was telling her that, I'm like, shit, how about me? What do you got? Am I gonna be more famous? What you got for me, huh? Tell me, I know I'm gonna be somebody too, you know.
You're gonna be a character in her famousness.
No. Then he looks at me, and then I'm like getting ready for some good shit, and then he kind of told me something that I needed to hear, not that I wanted to hear. And then he was like, and you do art. I'm like, yeah, I do art. He goes, you just gotta keep doing it. Just do it. Don't think about the art. Don't think about how it's gonna come out. Just do it. And I'm like, okay, how about me being famous, money, what was that? And that's all he said, right? I'm like, fuck. So then, like, when I was like checking out the frames, I asked him, because he was already very open to us about like sharing with us whatever his insight was. I wanted to ask him, I'm like, yo, do you know about ayahuasca? Because I've been reading. He goes, yeah, you know what? Matter of fact, I have a really good friend. Her name is Dharma. And she is from Brazil, and she works with the Santo Daime community of the medicine community, and she's actually here based in Miami. I'll give you her number. He gives me his number. I reached out to her, and then and then after that, I went to the ceremony. I was still so young going to that ceremony. I did not know what I was getting myself into, to be honest with you. I knew that it was going to be transformational. I knew that it was going to be life-changing, but I did not know that in order for anything to be life-changing or transformational, there needs to be some kind of give. And the give is the toxicity that you carry. And the toxicity that we carry, sometimes we're very attached to it, like the hamburgers, the negative self-talk, the putting down other people, even if it's joking. You know, the habits that we have, all those things, I had to give it away in order for my blessings to come in. And I wasn't ready to give away my attachments. I was only 21 years old. And then that night of the ceremony, bro, I saw my whole blueprint on what I meant to become, what God wants me to become in my life.
No way.
And that image was staggering. It brought me to my knees. And I said, I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. Like, how can I walk that path? Bro, the path was windy. It was full of poisons, animals, shrubs. And there was a mountain over there with a light. And I had a stick. And it was like, you need to start this journey today. And then, I realized, and then I got scared of the journey. So I didn't go back to ayahuasca until I was 26 years old. But then I realized when I went back to ayahuasca that in those 5 years that I didn't go back, I accumulated the amount of pain that I needed to go through being cheated on, through me doing bad things, like because I just didn't know the severity of things. I was young. I had to go through all these types of pains throughout those 5 years for me to finally be ready to go knocking on God's door to finally listen.
Hoy No Mas Podcast. Clips for full podcast link can be found on description below.
Hoy No Mas.